Hello, welcome back to TopBond TV. It's Ike once here, ready to tell you something. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is staying safe from the pandemic, right? I hope everybody is staying safe. So today I just want to talk about something briefly. UTI, urinary tract infection, UTI. Somebody just prompted me that if I can talk about it, and I feel like yes, it's actually a good topic. Like, you know, about this channel, it's just about our basic, everyday health issues that we actually address over here. Okay, basic health issues that we address over here, things that, you know, our day-to-day activities we may need to equip us so that we don't get sick. Okay, so it is actually good that we talk about UTI, because the jobs that we do, being it a driver, a pastor, a teacher, a nurse, and so forth and so on, could actually cause us to get UTIs. Probably we are not aware that it could actually cause us that much, but today we will know that our jobs play a good role into us getting UTIs, urinary tract infection. When I say urinary tract infection, what does it even mean? It simply means that any infection that affects any part of the urinary system is called a urinary tract infection. Now, the urinary system is made up of some parts, made up of a couple of parts. Okay, the infection could actually affect the kidneys, it could affect the bladder, and it could affect the urethra. Okay, it could affect the kidneys, it could affect the bladder, and then it could also affect the urethra. Any part of the urinary system, being it the three of these parts that I mentioned, would be a UTI. Okay, now let's look at some causes of UTI. Like I started talking about, your job could cause you to have a UTI. Okay, now let's see something. Causes of UTI. Sexual intercourse could cause UTIs. Sexual intercourse could cause UTI, especially when it is intense and it is more frequent. You know, we have some people that they cannot do without sex, and then some people, they will tell you they like it intensive, and they don't care if it hurts them and all of that. Okay, so sexual intercourse, when it is frequent and more intense, it could cause UTI. Okay, and then poor personal hygiene could cause UTI. You know, usually when you are teaching kids, especially females, you teach them that when they use the toilet, either they pee or they do number two, they have to wipe from front to back. You know, kids who do not know this will actually wipe from back to front because they don't know. But it's always advisable to teach your kids to wipe from the front to the back. That's one way to prevent UTI. If you don't do that, that's poor personal hygiene, then it's probably gonna cause you, a lot. It's gonna cause you to get a UTI. Also, people who have urinary catheter. When we say urinary catheter, it simply means Foley's. You know, when people cannot pee and then they are sent to the hospital, doctors or nurses will put a Foley catheter into the bladder so that it will help them to actually pee. When the Foley catheter, if daily care is not done on the catheter, and then if the Foley is left in for a very long time, it could cause UTI. Okay, and another thing is problems emptying the bladder completely. We have some people that as soon as they pee, they feel like they want to pee again because there's still a leftover of urine in the bladder. That could also cause UTI. The reason I'm taking my time to actually, go over this slowly is this, personal, day-to-day things that happen to us that probably we haven't paid attention to. Okay, that's why I'm taking my time to go over this. We have people who have, incontinence, bowel incontinence. When I say bowel incontinence, it simply means that if you want to do number 2, okay, if you want to do number 2, like if you don't pee, you do the other one, right? Yes. If in other words, if you wanna take a shit, let me put it that way, and you don't feel like it is coming, before you know it's already out, we call that incontinence. Okay, before you know it's already out, that's incontinence, bowel incontinence. So if somebody has bowel incontinence and then they stay in for a long time, let's say they have diapers on and then they just let go, they stay in for a long time, especially females, before you know, the feces will transfer to the front. As it transfers to the front, you know what that means? That means bacteria is being transferred from the back to the front, and that could cause UTI. So if somebody has bowel incontinence, that's a very bad risk. It could cause UTI so easily. Okay? And then people who have kidney stones, it could also cause UTI. And then diabetes also could cause UTI. Okay? Diabetes could also cause UTI. Another thing that could also cause UTI, other stuff that could also cause UTI is dehydration. If you are somebody who does not like to drink water a lot, if you are somebody who do not hydrate enough, then you are also at risk for getting UTI. Okay? And also, now to the main point is people who hold in urine for a very long time. If you hold in urine too long, it could cause UTI. Like I said, if you are a teacher, that's a try there, and then you don't feel like going to pee, you just want to finish, and then it could cause UTI, holding in urine for a very long time. If you're a pastor and then you are preaching, it's really weird for a pastor to be like, hey, I have to use the bathroom, I'll be back, and then continue with the preaching. So they have to hold on to the urine for a very long time. That could cause UTI. Drivers, before drivers could also pee, they would want to get to their destination before. Hardly would driver be like, you know what, let me stop here. Hey, passengers, I'll be back, and let me use the bathroom. Few drivers could do that. But especially taxi drivers, they want to, drop off the passenger before they can actually use the bathroom or something. Especially in the US, that we don't have enough bathrooms around. It takes a while for you to actually get hold of a bathroom to actually use. So that could cause UTI. So if you think about it, the jobs that we do actually affects us. Nurses in particular. It's so funny how you are there to, cure somebody from their sickness, and then you end up being sick because you were holding on to your urine for a very long time. Yes, nurses are also at risk for, getting UTIs because they want to finish their jobs in time, and, they don't want to leave something and then come back and then, they forget or something. So they tend to hold on to the urine for a long time, and that could also cause UTI. So UTI is something that lives with us, and our jobs or what we do from day to day actually affects us. Okay? Now, I want you to know that UTI affects women more than men. It affects more women than men because women have shorter urethra, and that's why they actually get UTIs more. So if you're a lady, I will ask that you take very good care of yourself. Poor personal hygiene could cause you a lot. So just take good care of yourself, especially if you're a lady. I'm not saying men are not part of it, but ladies, because you have shorter urethras, you may have to take very good care of yourself. Now, we have UTI that affect the bladder. And then how would you know if this kind of UTI that I have, how would I know if the UTI I have is a UTI of the bladder? Signs and symptoms of UTI that affect the bladder is pelvic pain, increased urge to urinate, pain with urination, and blood in urine. So if you have these symptoms, then it's a UTI of the bladder. Pelvic pain, increased urge to urinate, pain with urination, then you feel pain, and blood in urine. Okay. And another thing is, let's talk about infection of the kidney. When UTI affects the kidney, how would you know if this one is about the kidney? Signs and symptoms could be back pain, nausea, vomiting, and fever, increased temperature. Okay, so if you go to the hospital, your doctor, after assessing you, might ask you some of the symptoms that you've been having at home, and then when the doctor assesses you, will come up with what kind of UTI that you have. So it's always good to, when you have any of these symptoms, try and then see your doctor, your primary doctor, or your OBGYN for treatment. Okay, yes, UTIs could cause us a lot, so just don't play with it. Okay, now how do we treat UTIs? We treat UTIs with antibiotics. Antibiotics, we have several of them. Okay, antibiotics, we have several of them. And what does antibiotics do? What do they do? All antibiotics do is they are actually drugs, right? They either kill the infection or they slow the growth of the bacteria. It's either they kill the bacteria or they slow the growth of the bacteria. So that's all antibiotics do. In other words, I would say they actually treat bacterial infection. That's the job of antibiotics. So for every infection, look out for antibiotics. Let's look at some examples of antibiotics. We have amoxicillin, azithromycin, clindamycin, ciprofloxacin, metronidazole. These are all antibiotics. But it depends on what kind of UTI you have and what kind of antibiotics you could use. Because you are not a doctor, you can't prescribe medication for yourself. So I'll entreat you to see your doctor or your OBGYN so that they will actually let you know the best antibiotics for your situation. Okay, I hope this helps. Please, drivers, pastors, nurses, and teachers, any other job that actually doesn't make you use the bathroom as frequently as possible, be careful, because you are at risk for getting UTI. I hope this helps. Until then, we will meet again. Have a very good day. Bye bye.